I'm sitting here with Christine, and it feels like everything I'm saying, she's like, oh, poor you, poor you. Or she's kind of giving that impression. I'm like, no, I'm fine. We are not reconciling. I'm not hoping he's coming around. I'm not going to settle for less than I deserve. And it's just wild to me that I keep getting this vibe from Christine. You deserve more. I'm like, yes, of course I do. And I'm taking it for myself. I'm doing more. But I don't need her to pity me. My life is good. I'm not I'm fine. I'm really good. I'm making good choices for me.
Hi friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, August 22nd. I almost said it was July. August 22nd, 2024. We are about 3 weeks away, almost 3 weeks, from Sister Wives, the debut of season 19. And there's been a lot of chatter online about what we're supposed to expect coming up. A couple weeks, we're going to start to get the first season teasers or the first episode teasers. But for now, I wanted to point you to something that Janelle did recently on her Instagram to help you kind of give you a sense of where things are at. There is a lot of trepidation by some fans going into this season, and many of you, even in my comments, have said you will no longer watch the show because of everything that happened during this off season. As the temperature was very heated after the passing of Garrison and everything that came out as a result of that passing, and knowing Kody's behavior online and on the show contributed to the mental health issues of his children, there was discussion by Janelle last season that Garrison and her son Gabriel were both dealing with mental health issues because of what was going on with their father. So walking into this season, some people have said, I'm no longer going to watch the show because it feels wrong. These same sentiments were echoed by Kody and Christine's daughter, McKelty, who expressed her reservations about the show even continuing on, asking quite frankly out loud on her Patreon why the show continues to go, considering everything that's happened in the family and what it's done to them. And then why she's not happy about how the show might handle the situation with Garrison. She said she hasn't loved any of the ideas they've brought up around his death. So with everything that's coming up this next season, we know that generally the show is about 2 years behind. So initially we will not see the fallout from the family related to the passing of Garrison Brown. We'll start back at the end of last season, where Mary decided she was going to leave and Robin had a temper tantrum about not being able to sit with her sister wives on a bench. We'll see sister wives like Christine and Janelle move on, Christine meeting her new husband and Janelle making the decision to move out of Flagstaff. We will also see Mary move away from Flagstaff, leaving only Kody and Robin at the helm. With everything that's transpired in the off season, there is a lot of questions about how the show is going to potentially impact the remaining children, those 17 beautiful kids that have been thrust into this world, not by their choosing. None of them chose as children to be reality TV stars. None of them chose to be born into the world of polygamy. So there's been a lot of concern. I've seen it in comments that some of you are very worried about if Kody and his behavior will negatively impact the other children, if Kody's behavior and how he treats his family will cause further injury to the kids that are left. And it's going to be challenging, I think, for a lot of people to watch, knowing that we're going to see scenes that happened before Garrison passed away. We're probably going to see fights, divisions, arguments maybe that took place between Kody and the boys before this passing happens. And leading up to his passing, we're also going to witness Janelle moving away. Suffice it to say, there was a lot of upheaval in this family, and it happened all at once. And for even the strongest of people, that amount of change would be challenging. Couple that with someone like Garrison, who's not only lost what he believes is his family because his father has shunned him and said that he is basically a jerk and he doesn't want to talk to him again. Then you have his comfort and the person that he feels very attached to, Christine, move to Utah, further away from him. Then his mom decides that she's going to move and he's left in Flagstaff without a mother. I mean, he's an adult. He doesn't need mom there every single day, but you know what I mean? And with a father that he doesn't talk to. It will be a very challenging, hard road, hard season for a lot of people to watch. Some of you just find the whole thing uncomfortable, and I can understand that. People passing away on reality television has been handled not the best. TLC handled the passings of Whitney Thorne's mom, Babs. They've done funerals for Mary Duggar and Grandpa Duggar, and deaths are a challenging component of reality television, and families making the decision to turn a death into a storyline is controversial at best, but it's the choice that they have decided to make. So our job here is to bring you up to speed about what's going to happen coming up. I think what's important is that no matter what you decide to do, if you're going to watch it or not watch it, and if you're going to engage or not engage, and if you're going to watch it here and you're going to talk about it here, that's fine. If you're not going to watch it, or if you are going to watch it, that's fine too. We really can't control what the family does. We can't control if they decide to move on. We can't force them to stop filming the show. Your displeasure with the show and the family's choices are valid, and you can express all of those comments and concerns here. I want to maintain that this platform will be a place where people can share their grievances, their frustrations, their concerns, as long as it's in a healthy dialogue and it's not targeting or harassing anyone in the family. So Janelle and Kody have had a devastating loss. And some will argue that the loss was more profound for Janelle than it was for Kody. And the reason being is that Kody was estranged from his son at the time of his passing. And even when police were at his house at the time of his passing, Janelle told police that Kody and Garrison were estranged. We also know Kody never showed up at the home, and he did attend the funeral and the event in Nevada for the National Guard. By now, most of you realize that Janelle has moved to North Carolina and she has purchased property with her daughter, Maddie, and her son-in-law, Caleb, and that move will be featured on the show. Apparently, when Janelle and Christine take shots, that's when she's on her way to move to North Carolina. But ahead of the season, Janelle posted on her Instagram that kind of shows where she's at and who she is aligning up with and where she feels her life is at. And she wrote, "Different life paths, different dreams and life choices, but still sister wives. Looking forward to our next adventure, Christine Brown." And comments included, "Janelle, Christine's shoes match your dress perfectly." She said, "Not even planned." Comments were very positive in her favor. The photo looks like it must have been taken in Utah. This could have been during Christine's wedding. I don't know. But kind of tells you where she's at with things and what she's feeling and who she's aligning to, which is Christine. Sister Wives as a show is kind of controversial if you think about the concept of promoting, fundamentalist Mormonism and the concept of polygamy, which is illegal in all 50 states and a federal crime. And even though it's no longer a felony in the state of Utah, it remains a felony in Arizona. And it's a felony in the context of numerous reasons in Utah. The act itself is not a felony. It's the underlying crimes associated with it in Utah that make it a felony. And the Sister Wives spent a lot of time trying to decriminalize this, normalize this way of life. And now after all of those years of sort of pushing that narrative that it's okay and we're a great family, they've blown up. Kody has said, they kind of have egg on their face, and we're dealing with sort of the aftermath of that. I would certainly recognize that it would be very challenging to try to define what your relationship is with someone, even after you have left that man and that they are sister wives. I can't force these two ladies to change what they believe their relationship is, right? Because they still feel like they were connected in a way, like they raised their children together, and their whole raising of their kids was along the same lines of being co-parents because Kody was never around. I think their approach is quite different than Mary, who says, we can't be sister wives because we would have to be married to the same man. And quite literally, that's the truth. There's always been something very odd to me about the terminology sister wives, because it feels almost incestuous, sisters that are also wives. It's just a very strange word. But regardless, I keep thinking, like, do they feel like they're sister wives because of the show and they feel like they need to use the tagline to keep the show going? Like, there's parts of me that do wonder if the show were off the air. I don't have any doubts that they love each other at all. None whatsoever. I have no doubts that Christine loves Janelle's kids. I have no doubt that Janelle loves Christine kids. I have no doubt that the families, the two families together have, those kids are like best of friends. They were all raised together. I have no doubt the bond that all of these people have. It would almost feel like more real if she just called her sister. You know what I mean? Like, you can't choose who is in your family, but there are chosen people that are your family. And it's like she's choosing Christine as her family. And so really she's almost like a sister to Christine, not wives. Christine is married to David. So that's just my little like strangeness. Like it would be hard for them to define what their relationship is. I think them continuing to say that we're sister wives is almost a testament to how little Kody's life contributed to their own. If you can remove Kody from the situation and you can still be sister wives, it kind of tells you that Kody was never really a husband, right? Almost like they had to become close and raise their kids together as a byproduct of his neglect and his abuse and his lack of availability to them. I'm super glad that Christine has moved on and she is going to be in a monogamous marriage. And Janelle has said that she still believes in this and would do polygamy again. But now that she's in North Carolina, it's going to be very impossible for that to happen. She's not going to find a lot of Mormon fundamentalists where she's at in North Carolina. It just won't happen. So all that to say, she's moving on. She's not going to the church for a release. She doesn't feel like she needs to get a release. She's moving on from polygamy. They're all putting polygamy in the back. I hope at some point, and this is just a pipe dream of mine, maybe a wish, a hope, is that the show would address sort of the underlying problems of the polygamous lifestyle that actually caused the fracture in the family. And I don't know if they're going to go into that. Like, part of me wonders if now that Christine is so vocally out of it, and same with Mary, if more of the show is going to be about, I really actually don't think polygamy is good. I really don't think it is actually healthy for anyone. I really don't think people should live this way. And I wonder if some of the healing will include them reconnecting with family members that have left that maybe they weren't as kind to when they were still in. I wonder if any of the show will include, the reality of leaving a cult like this, and if any of them will need to be in therapy. Someone in my comments recently said that it will be hard for them to watch a show if they ignore the elephant in the room of the abuse that caused the demise of the family. It will be hard for them to take the family seriously, and even those that have left seriously, if they're going to continue to sort of brush under the rug the fact that the polygamous lifestyle itself and the way that Kody treated the kids because of polygamy will actually be addressed, and the subjugation of the women and the oppression that they felt, right? And actually holding Kody accountable versus fighting with each other. It would be interesting to see the journey out without the lie of having to protect polygamy still. And I wonder if they're going to still try to protect polygamy. It's so ingrained in them, like, are they still going to try to protect it, or are they just going to finally start getting real? And I don't know. I know there's a lot of ex-people from the AUB that would probably love to hear them actually be truthful and honest about how this show actually caused damage to communities and to other people that have left, and how people from the AUB that left were treated poorly by the family through the show. I wonder if there will be any reflection on that. I mean, right now, it's clear that Christine and Janelle are still going to be like united. And that's her statement to the public, is that like, I'm walking into this season knowing that I'm still connected to Christine and this is who my family is and it's not Kody. And that's a pretty bold statement. It is also sort of a bigger umbrella statement to say that, because it's proving that Kody's significance in the family is minimal. And so if that's the truth, if his significance with anyone else but Robin and her kids is minimal, what's the point of the show, right? Like, if they're only really existing as a family for the purpose of the show, is that really a family, or is it just a family for a show? You know what I mean? Like, is it all being faked? Like I said, I don't think you can fake Christine and Janelle's relationship, but I think the other family members, Kody and Robin, I think that is faked. And forcing them to all be in the same room, that was McKelty's concern, is the reason why the show is becoming such a problem is that nobody's able to actually move on. Like, as long as they're all together on a show making money off the concept of sister wives, when there's no sister wives left and the show isn't about polygamy anymore, and they need to move on from the cult and move on from that lifestyle, they can't, as long as they're all embedded in this show. And she said it's going to still go on for like 2 or 3 more seasons after this. So then it's like, is it just about money then? Because this is just what they're doing. Like, they've just built their lives around this, and this is what they're, seeing their way out of this, and this is how they earn their living, and they have to keep going. It would be interesting if they would just change the show's name, right? And to have it stop being about sister wives and having it being about like 3 strong, kick-ass women that decided they've had enough of the bull crap of Kody and Robin. And they made the choice to take care of themselves and put themselves first and put their kids first. And then what that looks like in the aftermath of that. That would be if that's what the show could become, that's what I would love to see, right? Like, if you could ask me, like, could this show actually be authentic and true to, like, remove Kody and Robin and show me what your life is like getting out of this without any pretense, without any cover-ups, just be you, without any storylines. What are your thoughts about all of that? The show as it is, can it continue the way it is? And what do you think about Janelle's statement about who she aligns with? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everyone.